Hey everybody, this is Troy Alexander, Inspiration with Troy Alexander. You know my motto, dream, take that step and walk with purpose into your destiny. Listen, this show is about encouraging everybody to never give up on their dream, to follow their dream. And listen, it's about, a journey. Everything, it costs, listen, it's going to take something to get someplace where you want to be. You got to have in your mind that you are determined, that you are purpose, that you set in your mind. Listen, I'm going to get to the top of the mountain. I'm going to achieve my dream. I'm telling you right now, this show is about encouraging you and uplifting you and letting you know, listen, you can do this. Listen, follow us right now. We are on Facebook right now already. Follow us on YouTube, Inspiration with Troy Alexander. Follow us on Instagram at Pick by Design. Thank you. I got the thumbs up from the producer. Listen, follow us. I love taking pictures, y'all. Follow us at Pick, P-I-C-B-Y, and the word design. Stay connected with us. And listen, y'all know I love doing points of purpose, y'all. And listen, I put one on this week on Facebook. And listen, it said there was 24 hours on December 1st. And there is 24 hours on January 1st. Go get your dream regardless of what day it is. Listen, I know about resolution. I know about it, but listen, you don't have to wait till January or December 31st or 1201. Right now, where you at, you can get up from where you are and go get your, listen, I said before, listen, I didn't have a show. I was telling Ms. Bullock before, listen, before a year and a half ago, never did radio, but I'm telling you right now, I had a dream. And if you got a dream, it's more than enough to get started. I'm telling you right now, know where you want to be. And if you don't know exactly where you want to be, know where you don't want to be. I'm telling you, something's got to motivate you. Something's got to move you. So I'm telling you today, don't ever give up on your dream. Listen, today we have an amazing guest. I'm telling you, Miss Jillian Bullock. Listen, she was raped at the age of 10, homeless, drug addicted, prostitute, teenage mother to become, listen, y'all, CEO, president of Jillian Bullock Enterprises, LLC. I said it, yes, an entertainment and film production company based in Philadelphia. Listen, she interned on the movie Malcolm X, listen, with Spike Lee. I'm telling you, listen, her life story is in film feature development. I'm telling you, recently hired to direct a film with a $5 million budget. Come on, y'all. She worked as a reporter for the Wall Street Journal. And listen, she's a motivational speaker. Listen, I saw before she's a life coach and a health nutrition expert. Listen, I don't know. She does everything. And before we get there, listen, martial arts, boxing, I'm telling you, but I won't go there just yet. But Miss Jillian Bullock, thank you so much for being a guest on our show. Welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I love it. Love the energy. Love it. Love it.
Listen, I'm telling you, we are excited tonight to have you on. Listen, there are so many that needs to hear your story, that needs to hear your, but I got to ask you though, I read your bio and it talked about how out of everything that you done been through, that you held on to your faith and your belief. I got to ask you, where did your hope come from? Out of all of that you've been, where did you find hope in all of that?
You know, I just thought to myself, there's got to be something better than where I was on the streets, homeless and in drugs and prostitution. And, you know, when I got pregnant at 15, had my son at 16. I said, you know what, he can't live this type of life. I got to get off the streets, get my act together, kick drugs so I could do better for him. So he was really my inspiration because I said, I have to do better for my baby because he's going to be, you know, he's going to be counting on me to be a good mother. I didn't know how to be a good mother. I'm only 16 when I had him. I'm trying to stay off the drugs. I'm trying to stay clean and fighting that, being on my own by myself. It was really difficult, but every time I looked at him, I said, I got to try to stay clean and do right by him. So that's the inspiration.
But I'm telling you, Bullock, I read your bio and I'm telling you, it is amazing. I mean, it is inspiring to just see you here. I'm telling you, like to see you here today. And so I got to ask you, because I read where when your stepfather passed, I read that at age 15, your mother put you out. Now my thing is like, what does a 15-year-old think at that moment, being put out of the house at that age, and by your mother?
Well, it was like my stepfather that I grew up with. He was an Italian mafia. He was a white guy. He was an Italian mafia. So even though he was an Italian mafia, he raised me since I was 2 until he passed. Okay. but then my mom married a new guy who was very abusive. This new guy was very abusive. I was a black belt in Taekwondo at the time. So we had moved to Florida, and one day I just got sick of him beating on her. So I jumped in, broke his nose because I was trying to stop him from hitting on my mom. I thought my mom would be happy that I saved her. She was so angry, and she kicked me out. She chose him over me and said, "Get out, don't ever come back." And I'm in Florida, Orlando, Florida. Don't know anyone, by myself. But that's what happened. She chose her new husband over her daughter, and it was heartbreaking. I was devastated because she's my mother, and you would think she would have my side, but
yes,
it did not work out that way.
How did you I'm trying to understand, how did you rectify that in your mind, that such that you allowed yourself to even move forward?
It took a long time. It did take a long time, and it was very painful. Had to do a lot of therapy to get past it in order to even speak to her again after all that transpired. And it's about forgiveness, mainly for me more than her, because I would always have that hatred in my heart if I kept going the road I was going. So I didn't want that. So I had to do the therapy. I had to do the work to get better mentally, emotionally. It took a lot of years, though. It did take a lot of years.
Well, listen, I'm telling you, we are so proud of you. We are so proud because not only are you giving hope, but you're giving life. You are infusing life into everybody that will ever see this and just read your story and watch your story. I gotta ask you, because I would think that going through a period of hurt and struggle, most people I know, right, would tend to close in, right, and kind of cope to the point where I'm not gonna be vulnerable no more, right. So I'm gonna. But did you find yourself doing that? And if so, how did you get to a place where now I'm reading a book about your life story? There's about to be a movie, about your life. Most people want to forget their past, but it seems that you have decided to take your past and make it a platform, not only to strengthen you, but to encourage somebody else.
Well, what happened was after I wrote the book, I kept getting calls and emails and letters from people who were like, first of all, they would ask, "How did you turn your life around?" And then they said, "Can you help me?" And I was like, I didn't even think about it, the impact that it would have. So then I just started doing the speaking because I said, well, people need to hear the story, I guess, to encourage them. I mean, I even had a guy write me from prison. So I was like, yeah, he was getting ready to get released, and he didn't want to go back to his bad ways, and he was asking for some encouragement and help. So I wrote him back. Yeah, I don't know how he never kept in touch once he got out, but I hope he's doing well. But it's just, like I said, I had to do a lot of therapy to be able to share that, because even when I did share it at first, it was still very painful to relive a lot of that stuff. And I'm good now. I'm good in a place now that the movie can be made and I could do this or that, and I'm fine with it because I've healed from those past pains. But it does take time. It takes years sometimes.
And I like what you said, Ms. Bullock, that you healed, and that process, because somebody needs to hear that they can be healed, right? Because people go through things and like, what? I don't know how to get out of that pain,
right,
and that hurt,
Yeah.
But I love the fact you talk about how healing is a process.
It's a process. It's like you said, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. It could take months, weeks, years, but you have to get the help that you need. You can't do it yourself. If you're in that type of emotional pain, you can't do it by yourself. You can't pray it away or anything like that. You have to you got to get the help that you need from professionals.
Yes. I love that. And that's powerful, because so many don't go see professional or seek professional help, right? They and it's so powerful that you just said what you said, which is gonna change the trajectory of so many people's lives. Yes, get help. If you need help, say you need help.
Get the help. And when I found
Yes.
out that I finally got the help, the therapist, I went through a couple of therapists because you have to find the right one.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but kind of she basically was saying you were dealing with PTSD because of all that happened to you when you were younger. You were dealing with all that emotional hurt and pain, and I didn't even know it. Because at first I was closed off, like you said, to
Right.
I'm not gonna let anyone hurt me. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna get
Yeah.
close to anybody.
Right.
Um, but then, like I said, you get the therapy, you do the steps, you do the work, you read the self-help books, you look at the videos and the class,
Yes.
take some classes or try to heal yourself. It's a process.
Yes, it is. Well, listen, you talked about earlier Taekwondo. I think it's what you said, right?
Yeah,
Now,
I
now,
have my
now,
first black belt in Taekwondo.
oh, hey, first black belt, y'all. Listen, she ain't say like my only black belt. She said my first. Well, how many black belts do you have?
No, I got two. I got one in Taekwondo and one in Wing Chun. That's the style that Bruce Lee started out with, Wing Chun.
Oh, listen, I said to myself, I'm reading, I'm saying boxing, martial arts. I said, basically, don't mess with you. That's what it means. You know what I'm saying? Listen. If you're gonna act on Miss Bullock's film, you better know your lines. I'm telling you, because listen, I'm like, man, you better know your lines.
They better come correct when they on
That's
set
right,
with
Miss
their
Bullock.
lines.
They better come correct. Listen, so I want to ask you, was that something that you just had an interest, or did you find therapy in those types of arts?
Well, first off, when I started taking Taekwondo, I was 12. So I had got raped at 10. I started taking when I was 12. And I wasn't thinking of it as a healing process. I was thinking of it
Right.
as, I never want to be a victim again process. And if anyone were ever to, try to hurt me again, I'm going to take care of me. That's when I first started. But then eventually, it's still, you have to have a lot of dedication and discipline. And I had to learn to control anger you have to fight in tournaments to get your black belt. And I got in a lot of trouble early on fighting wild, like on the streets fighting, because I just was so angry. And then my sensei, my instructor, was like, you can't have that anger when you fight because you're not controlled. You have to control your mind, and that controls your body, so you could do what you need to do in the ring or wherever you're going to be, using your style. So it took some time. Again, it's a process.
Right.
The
Wow. Listen,
so by the time I did Wing Chun, I was older. I was like late 20s when I started doing Wing Chun. Okay. So then I was older, more mature. So it was a different process. So I was better at that time to handle that martial arts.
Wow. And listen, everybody. I don't know if it was just destiny, purpose, whatever you want to call it, a call, assignment, whatever you want. But I'm reading, and not only am I seeing you a writer, director. I'm talking about films, y'all. I'm talking about, listen, I read in the book, listen, a budget, $5 million budget, and you got your own, company. I read where not only does she writing and directing but fight coordinator. Yeah. I said fight coordinator. and so the more I read, I said the only thing I needed to see after that, Ms. Bullock, was like a stunt coordinator. Jumping off of buildings.
I don't do that. I don't do that. Okay. I don't do that. No, I just do the fight choreography because I know what I'm doing as a black belt. I know what I'm doing and I know how to choreograph the fights. So, yeah. So, I put them in the script so I can choreograph them.
Yeah, I'm telling you, listen. And did you ever take like acting classes?
No, I never took acting classes, but I took, you're right. I took directing classes and how to work with actors, and I take a lot of master classes and on acting and directing and how to work with actors and stuff like that. So that all helps me to be able. And I act too. I act in my movies, of course.
I know.
Perry.
I saw you.
Perry, you got to get yourself in there.
I saw you, Miss Bullock. I said, wait a minute, that's Miss Bullock. I said, go ahead. Listen. I want to ask you real quick. Is it easier to direct and act, or is it easier just to do one or the other?
I don't know yet because I haven't done it. Every movie I'm in it, but the next movie that I'm doing, the $5 million movie, I'm not in that. I'm just directing it. I'm not in it at all. So that's good. I have to really focus on that movie. It deals with a war and military out in, and we have a lot of military scenes out in the desert and
Yes.
everything. So I really
Yes.
have to just be focused on the directing on this part. on this.
Wow. Wow. I want to now in your writings, and even in your films, is everything from experience, either you directly or someone that you know, or do you ever have to go to a place of imagination?
Um, well, you know what? It's and when I learned in school, when we were in school, especially when we were writing, they always say write what you know.
Wow.
They say write what you know.
Wow.
You'll never see me writing sci-fi. I don't get into that. That's not my
Right.
thing.
Right.
So yeah, usually some elements is stuff that I've been through or stuff that people that I know have been through
Right. Right.
because
Right.
I'm dealing with tough subjects. I deal with everything.
Yes.
I deal with rape and drug
Right.
addiction and homelessness. I deal with a lot of situations. They're real situations. I try to make it still entertaining, even though it's empowering and
Right.
educational.
Right.
It's a feature. They're feature films. They're not documentaries, so you still have to have some element of entertainment in
Exactly.
there. So yeah, you pull from your own resources. Not saying that you don't have to do research because you do to
Right.
make it
Right.
accurate. Um, like I'm working on a script right now that deals with forensic police, and I had to go spend a few days with the forensic police in Philadelphia and watch dead bodies and go out and
Wow.
on their scenes when they have the morgue,
Oh,
they're coming
okay.
out, the medical examiners coming out. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
that world I didn't know, so I had to
what?
study. I had to study all that. So it's not
Wow.
like on CSI and
Well,
all that. That's not
listen.
true stuff that they be doing. This was real. We were seeing dead bodies out there. So
Listen. If it's me, just give me a video. I don't. I ain't got to go to the morgue. I ain't got to see nothing up close and in living color. Oh no. I can watch a video and get the same. Listen, I ain't got to touch the fire. No, it's hot. I'm just saying. So I'm just.
well, I
I'm
wanted
just
to be I wanted to be
I know.
authentic. I wanted to
I
be
know.
authentic. So I went
Listen.
out and did my thing.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
no, no. I know. It's important for you as a writer to feel what the character's gonna feel. I
Right.
get it. I
Right.
I, I
Right.
get it. And
Yep.
and and I want to continue on that word because I was going to ask you next. Um, you are very raw and authentic, real, right, right. And so, how do you interact with those that may have had similar experience or similar journey in life, but who aren't there just yet to be able to handle that authenticness? Like because I
Yeah.
know sometimes when we get to a place, we don't want to go back and revert back right to where we've come from.
Right.
But how do you speak to those who haven't quite yet reached the plateau that you have?
Well, you have to. It depends on who you're speaking to. You have to be mindful that
Yeah.
everybody's doing their stuff in baby steps. They're
Right.
trying to get to the next level. So somebody
Right.
might be here just starting out, and somebody might be a few steps higher. So
Right.
you you speak to them, and I remember the pain that I went through. So I just try to be mindful. You never know what someone's dealing with.
Right.
So
Right.
you have to just be
Right.
mindful. It's different if I'm speaking to an audience because
Right.
if I'm speaking to an audience, they just gonna get the raw version. They just gonna get the truth.
Yeah. 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 That's right. That's
They
right.
just gonna
Listen,
get the
at the
truth.
door, no, it's authentic. Authenticness.
Right, it's authentic. But if it's individual, then it's a different situation because um, you know where they're coming from and where the level that they are at that point, and then you just cater your talk to them. You might have to hold their hand on some people, and some
Right.
people you need to kick in the butt. It depends on who you're talking to at that time and what they're
Mm.
going through. So it
And
just
listen,
depends.
and you don't want Miss Bullock to do the second one she said, because she's taekwondo and that kind of dough and that other dough. So don't mess with Miss Bullock, please. Please make sure that you stay in line and you stay in check. Listen, y'all, we are talking to Miss Jillian Bullock, and I said it before, CEO, president of Jillian Bullock Enterprises, LLC. It's an entertainment and film production company based in Philadelphia. Miss Bullock, now you got to explain to me, how did you come to have your own production company, your own film production company?
Well, I said if I wanted to, my dream is to be the first African American female to have my own studio in Philadelphia.
Come on now.
So you have to start with a production company first, and again,
Yes.
baby steps. You working your
Yes.
way up to that bigger dream.
Uh-huh.
Um, so you just get it incorporated and everything. legal and everything. So make sure you know, when you get your investors' monies and all that, it goes into the bank account of the business, not your personal, your business.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Some strippers, Bullock.
Ain't
That's
trying to
right.
get in trouble with the
Oh no.
IRS.
Mm,
And
no,
then you
indeed.
just you know, you just do everything through the company. And as I'm getting bigger and bigger in the company, you know, you just have to have it established, because, you know, like when you're working with investors, they have to see how long you've been in business and what other things you've done. And they look to see if you've had any bad marks against your company. They look for that. So I've never had, obviously, but
Right. Right.
it's something to think about, the business side. They don't teach people that when they become a filmmaker. They teach them the creative side. They don't teach them that business side.
Wow. Wow. That's so true. That's so, listen, I'm telling you, everybody, you are looking at the first, what, African American woman, to have her own studio.
I'm working toward it. Working
Listen,
toward
I'm
it.
telling you, we speak things into the atmosphere. I'm telling you, Ms. Bullock, we speak things. I teach our audience, listen, put it out into the atmosphere.
Yep.
Listen, if you don't do it, but if you do it, so I'd rather have the opportunity to hear the vision. It's one thing to write it, but when you can hear the vision, I'm
Yep.
telling you, Ms. Bullock, it changes the atmosphere. And I tell people, keep speaking it. Put it on the board. Listen, put it
Yep.
on the board. Listen, on the vision, whatever board you want to call it, vision board,
Vision
chalkboard,
board,
but put
whatever.
it on the board.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now. I'm listen, please invite me to your grand opening. Please.
You know I will.
Listen.
I will.
I need you to start your list right now on this show. Put my name on the list, please, so you don't forget me, please. Because I want to be there to support you on your grand opening, because
Okay.
I have no doubt that you are going to achieve what you set out to achieve. Listen, everybody, everything that Ms. Bullock has done hasn't only been about survival, but it's been about winning, about victory. Listen, listen. I saw your book, Victim to Victor. I'm telling you, it's in your DNA. I'm telling you, it is something that you are destined for, and we're so proud of you, Ms. Bullock. I'm telling you, I'm excited to see where you're going and what's coming next for you. And I'm gonna keep looking. Why? Because
Okay.
I'm expecting something, right?
You
That's
know.
what we do, right?
That's
And
right.
we keep working at it. So listen, whatever I can do to help to support you, listen, just let me know,
Okay.
and I will be there to help
I'm
to
gonna hold
support
you
you.
to that.
Yes, yes. Listen, I believe that we have to support each other and believe in each other, right?
Right.
You got this. You can do this. So listen, I'm telling you right now, I'm excited for you. I want to ask you real quick a little bit before we get into further with the acting and the film. And how do you prepare actors, or what's your role and because you're writing something,
Mhm.
and what if they haven't had that personal experience, right? To how do you get them to a place, or what do you do, if anything, right, to help them to get to a place to really understand what this character is going through?
You know, with actors, you know, you try to do something called method acting, and you basically, if they have to do like a sad scene, like a really emotional sad scene,
Right.
basically you tell them to go to the darkest place you've been to in your life,
Wow.
like the saddest, darkest place you've been to, and you
Wow.
use that energy to do your lines. You do that energy to create that tearfulness that you need, or that emotion. And you know, most actors, you let them go off in a corner for a minute
Yeah.
to conjure up that feeling and go
Wow.
back to that memory.
Wow.
Um, it's a lot of psychology that goes into
Mm.
helping actors get to that level that they need to be at. Because some scenes are just so emotional, especially with stuff I write. It's
Right.
usually
Right.
very
Right.
emotional.
Right.
Um, so you know, you just coax them through it, help them along, and if they're good actors, they can make it happen. And I've been lucky to be working with some really great actors that they can bring it. So that's
Well, listen, y'all. Miss Bullock, listen, she said, I'm going to have the whole package. She talked about psychology. Listen, I'm telling you, she is certified. Yeah, I said it. She has a certification in psychology, nutrition. I'm telling you, health and wellness, you name it. And Miss Bullock got it. Now, listen, if you have a question, contact Miss Bullock, because she said, listen, I'm going to have everything in place.
you're gonna have people flooding my email, Troy.
I'm telling you, Bullock, listen. I read where you did an internship. My goodness. on the movie Malcolm X. Now, just tell me what that experience was like for you.
Well, you know what? It was an interesting experience. It was a little rough because interns don't get paid. We don't get paid.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah, right.
so you like, I'm trying to go to New York every day. I'm like, this is costing me a lot of money here. Wait a minute.
Right.
Plus at the time, Spike was having a hard time with the money. He ran out of money. He had to, and if the studio threatened to take the movie away from him, he had to go to his friends like Michael Jordan and Bill Cosby at the time. He went to a lot of his friends to get money to finish the film, and he did. Obviously, did an amazing job, but it was a little rough there for because he was nervous that they was going to take the film from him. So, but I learned a lot. You learning, even though you're an intern, which makes basically you're a grunt. They call you a grunt and a gopher. The gopher is go for this, go for that, coffee, tea, whatever they want. But it's a learning experience because when they're filming, you get to watch, you get to see how Denzel and everybody else did their thing. Denzel was amazing, of course. So it was a learning experience that you take with you, the good and the bad, and you just do you when you go out to do your own thing.
Right. Well, listen, she might have gone for it at that point, but she's going for her own studio right now. I'm telling you, listen, and folks need to hear that, Ms. Bullock, because you think, oh well, I'm gonna get paid, I'm gonna jump into it. Listen, it's a process. And I encourage everybody, if you can volunteer, well, listen, intern, volunteer, whatever. If you can get inside the door,
that's how you get your foot in.
Come on now, that's right, Ms. Bullock. Listen, get inside the door and see how it works. Yeah, I get your coffee, I get your listen, but I'm watching,
right,
and I'm learning about things that I wouldn't have if I was on the other side of the door. So so I think it's wonderful that again your journey and how you've got. Listen, you brought up Tyler Perry. Now I've heard Tyler Perry say, he can write a whole movie on a plane ride from New York, I think, to California or something. Like how long does it take? Like what's your process?
Well, you can write it, but it won't be good. You have to do rewrites. He does rewrites. You can do the raw version in that time. Exactly. You're doing rewrites, before it's good enough to put out there. So people don't understand that. They just hear him say that. They're like, oh, I can just go write real quick. And no, it doesn't work that way. Wow. Not if you want to have quality programming. You have to do rewrites. So I do rewrites. I do a lot of rewrites. I do at least 10 rewrites on every script.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, listen, I'm telling you, I'm so amazed at all that you have achieved. I mean, again, from books to movies to, you name it, and you have set out. And I love the fact that you keep having goals in front of you. You keep having, and how you talked about earlier, how your son was such a motivating factor for you at that age. What is your motivating factor now? What keeps you focused and excited and just even in those times where it might get a little tough, but what helps to keep you going?
Well, you know what? Someone asked me that the other day. Someone asked me, well, when do you sleep? When do you sleep? But they'd be surprised that I'm in bed every night at 9:30. I'm up at 4. That's every day. So it's a routine that I get into, because in the morning I write and then I work out because that's quiet time for me. That's my quiet time. So now I just try to motivate other people that way. I try to let them understand that your past doesn't dictate where your future will be, what your future will be. Your past doesn't dictate what your future will be. Because even with my son, when I had him, he was born 2 months premature because of the drugs I was taking when I was carrying him. They said, oh, he might not make it. He may not make it. So even his story is a success story, because now last year he became Dr. Clinton Bullock.
Woo! Awesome.
And he speaks like 5 languages, so
what?
So from that to 2-month premature baby, he was 2 months premature. They said, oh, he might not make it. If he does, he'll have learning disabilities or you know, and all that. And I was like, and now he's Dr. Bullock and he speaks these languages. So that's that to me, you know, I pushed him hard so he would excel because I didn't want him to be a statistic.
Wow.
I didn't want to be just another black boy who was in jail or on drugs or prison, and now he is with this. So that is again motivating. I have two other children as well, and all three of my kids are productive, educated, successful children, well, adults now. But I wanted people to see that as well, that you can come from where I came and still raise good kids, productive children who are doing successful things in their life. And to me, I think people need to see that because, you know, usually in the family, you got one kid is the screw up. You at least get one that's the screw up.
Oh, right. Listen. I'm a only child, so don't even go there, Ms. Bullock. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one, right?
But thank God I was blessed that none of them were screw ups. They're all doing wonderfully.
Right.
And that's my encouragement also to go out to help people understand that your past doesn't dictate what your futures will be. It doesn't. You can come from them harsh, ugly, terrible beginnings and still come out on the other side.
Wow. Come on, listen. If I had a microphone, I would drop it, but this was attached to the, so I'm telling you, Ms. Bullock, you are something else. You are special. You are really amazing. And again, I'm not gonna stop saying it. We're proud of you. So proud of who you are becoming. And I'm telling you right now, so much more. And I gotta ask you, because listen, if somebody gave me a $5 million budget to do a film, now you know, listen, all of us deal with pressure differently. So I got do you feel pressure? Do you feel nervous? Or you be like,
yeah. Okay. No. I'm gonna be real on this. I'm very nervous. The fact that these Hollywood producers, no, let's keep it real. The fact that these Hollywood producers are all white and came to me, a black woman, to direct their $5 million film. First of all, I thought they were having fun, and if I said, "Who's playing games?" Stop playing. But then I got on a Zoom call with them. We talked about the script. I read the script, loved the script. It was fantastic. And, you know, we're working hard to start production in March of this year. But I am nervous. And my director of photography, my DP, she's a female, African-American female too. So I told her, we got to come strong. We got to come, we got to come strong on this because, you know, it's a way for us to and move up to the next level, obviously, to a $10 million film, $20 million film.
Come on now. Yeah.
But
$100 million film. That's right.
You know. So, but it has to show them that women are capable of doing these type of films. Like I said, it's a war movie. We're out in the desert doing lone survivor, you know, stuff like that, you know, Loans of America sniper type stuff out there in the desert.
Right. Wow.
So it's going to be interesting. We're going to have some named actors in it and some well-known actors in it. So it's going to be, so I am nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm very nervous, but guess what? You know, I'm talented. I know my stuff. I'm just going to do me, you know.
Come on now. She said she's going to do that. Listen, I'm telling you, Ms. Bullock, you got this. I'm telling you, you got this. You got this. And I can't wait. Again, I'm just so proud of you, all that you've done. And I like your honesty. You know, I like your honesty because that's important for all of us, right? To be honest with who we are, where we are. And if we ain't ready, just say we ain't ready. But if we're ready, say we're ready, but I'm still nervous, right? So
even if you aren't ready, just get ready.
Come on now. That's right. Come on now. Listen, it's about taking that step. We encourage our audience every week. Listen, don't just dream now, but take that step. But walk with purpose now into your destiny. So make sure it's aligned with what your assignment, what your purpose is. I'm telling you right now. But listen, everybody starts somewhere. I encourage everybody. Listen, everybody start somewhere. So I'm listen, 5 million. I like it. 10 million, 20 million, 100 million. I'm telling you, they're gonna be calling you Ms. Bullock. And then after a while, listen, you're gonna have your own studio. And
right. Working on that studio right now. Working on that studio. It might not be the first one, might not be 300 acres like Tyler Perry, but you know, working on it.
It's okay. It's okay. His wasn't either. So I'm just saying.
Right.
So everybody starts somewhere, and just keep doing what I'm telling you. Your spirit, your personality, your. I'm telling you, I feel it, and I'm telling, and people will be drawn. Why? Because they're drawn to light. There's so much darkness, right? But people tend to draw to light of hope, right? I'm telling you, people are gonna be calling you. I'm telling you, be like, but listen, whatever I can do. If you want, listen, let's do it now. How can people get in touch with you and help you or follow you and support you? How can they do that?
Let's go to my website, jbullockenterprises.com, and you know all my contact information is there. And you know that now I'm gonna have to get an assistant to be getting to these answers to all these people contacting me.
Woo! Listen. I'm telling you, it's everything happens for a reason, right? Everything happens for a purpose, and again, if you get too flooded, you know. Listen, I mean, I am working from home, but you know, I don't mind help you out if I can. I'm just saying, but but I'm so excited about your you know, your journey, and did you ever think, was there ever a moment that you think you would never come out of that place?
Oh yeah, plenty of times. Oh my gosh, yeah, because it got so dark at one point. I did try to commit suicide. Gonna
Wow.
be honest, you know, you just get to that point where you're like, I just can't do this anymore. I just can't try to fight through it. I'm all alone, and I don't have the support. And yeah, I mean, obviously that didn't take place. But I tried. That was true. I tried, but I guess God had something else in store for me.
Come on now. Yes, he does. Miss Bull, don't go there now. Yes, he does. I'm telling you right now, I'm a confirmation that he does. And I'm telling you right now, it's so wonderful to see where you come from and where you're going. Listen, I'm gonna introduce you one more time to our audience. This is Miss Jillian Bullock. I said it before. Listen. Not only did she experience rape at the age of 10 and go through homelessness, drug addicted, prostitute, teenage mother, but listen, she has become a CEO, president of Jillian Bullock Enterprises, LLC, an entertainment and film production company based in Philadelphia, about to have her own studio. I said it. Yes, I did. She interned on the movie Malcolm X, a Spike Lee movie. Her life story is becoming a featured film. It's in development. She was recently hired to direct the film with a $5 million budget, worked as a reporter for the Wall Street Journal, motivational speaker, life coach, certified in psychology, nutrition, health, wellness, everything. Listen, we are so honored and proud that you took the time to be on our show. I got to ask you, what would you say at this moment in your life is your biggest challenge, if you had to name one thing, if anything, at this point? Because I'm telling you, you can taekwondo them up, you can write them up in your script, you can direct them out. Listen, but is there anything that you find at this moment challenging?
Well, it's no, not really. It's just that no, because like you know, the biggest challenge is gonna be that $5 million film, obviously. But then I have my film right behind that. I have to go
Yes.
from one film to the next, back to back, so there's gonna be no break in between.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
you know what? But I'm not complaining because you know you do what you
That's,
love, and
that's right.
this is what I wanted to do. But my focus is on trying to be the best filmmaker, best motivational speaker that I could be, because I just try to teach people, you know, like my next book is coming out in September, From Victim to Victor, and I'm teaching people in that book how to go from a victim to a victor, how to have resilience, how to learn how to have resilience, how to come back, pull up your bootstraps, and get back out there. Um, that's what the book will be about. So it'll help people. You know, I try to help people who are at the darkest stages of their life come out of that, because I've been
Wow.
there. I understand what they're going through.
Right. Mm.
So I can relate, and they understand it. I can relate, so they're willing to listen, because they say, you know what I'm coming from, and I was like, yeah, I do. So
Wow. Wow. Listen, I gotta ask you, tell me, what role did your environment play in you reaching, or did it? What, because I'm asking myself, like who is around this amazing woman, this amazing person to feed into her, because you came from such a, as you said, a dark place.
Yeah.
But who, what helped, what was around you that helped you to keep you, going and cheering? Is it people? Was it things you read? Was it what 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 was your environment like?
No, it was I had no support. So
Oh,
um the
wow.
biggest support that I did get was when I was working for the Wall Street Journal. I came on as an internship, and Frank Allen was the bureau chief.
Okay.
He took me under his wing, which was amazing because again, he was a white male, and these were all educated people at the Wall Street Journal. I'm coming off the streets,
Oh,
basically prostitute, recovering drug addict, and he knew this. He knew this.
wow.
I wrote him a letter asking for an internship at the Wall Street Journal. And surprisingly, he said yes. I don't understand why, but he did, because he said he saw something in me.
Yes.
He said, someone with your background bold enough to ask for an internship at the Wall Street Journal. He said, I had to meet you. He said, I
Come
had to
on
meet
now. Come on. Listen, I'm telling you, Miss Bullock. Listen, people don't know. I tell people, listen, you don't know. They just might say yes.
you. And he did.
Ask the, ask the question.
That
They
was me.
just might say yes.
And he did. And I was so surprised.
Come
And
on.
you know what? The weirdest thing was, I had just graduated from community college, Philadelphia Community College. And Frank Allen, the bureau chief, said, you're on like a ninth grade English level. I'm like,
Wow.
how? I just graduated from college. He said, I don't care. It's bad. It's really bad.
Oh,
So
wow.
he mentored me, but he was hard. He was hard on me. And but he got me to a place where I started as an internship, worked my way up to a news assistant, then worked my way up to a reporter. It took 5 years to work up to the reporter.
Wow.
Again, baby steps, baby
Yes.
steps.
Yes.
Got to be
Wow.
willing to put the work in. I had a couple more kids at that time, and I was in school full time, and I was in the ROTC with the military, the army, and trying to work at the Wall Street Journal. It was brutal.
Woo! Miss Bullock, I'm telling you, you got yourself a I don't know, an angel, a miracle. I'm telling you, you went from like level 1 to level 100. You know
Right.
what I mean? Oh, woo! Listen, you have a story to tell, and I hope that you keep telling it, because everybody has a story, but not every story ends like yours, or I'm sorry, is at the place where yours is, because yours not over. Listen, there's more to your story, and I'm telling you, I'm so excited, and it needs to be a feature film, but make sure they write it, so, or that you help them guide it, or that you write, however it's going to be done. But make sure they
Excuse me, I already wrote the script. I'm directing, so that's the end
come
of that.
on now, Miss Bullock. Come on now.
Come
That's what I'm
on,
talking about.
it's
Well,
my
listen.
story.
Well, listen. I'm gonna tell you right now, Miss Bullock. Make sure that you don't end it with like a period. Make sure that you listen. If you got to do another rewrite from this show, make sure that it gives the audience the impression that there's more coming,
Okay,
because it is.
like a sequel.
Come on, Miss Bullock. I'm talking about whatever you done named it. Make sure you got a volume 2, a 3, and a 4, and a 5. Because listen, the one thing that I admired somewhat about Disney, what was that he wasn't thinking just one spot,
Right,
right?
right, right.
Right. He built the place around that allowed for expansion. And
Mhm.
so I encourage everybody, listen, don't just plant yourself in a spot thinking that's it, but give yourself room enough to be able to expand. Why? Because that's what your vision is. So
Right.
so I'm telling you right now, Ms. Bullock, make sure you don't end that's if you got to do a rewrite from this show, but make sure that it's written so it leaves people on the edge about what's coming next, because something is greater. I'm telling you, Jillian Bullock, it's something greater is coming after this. I'm telling you right now, Ms. Bullock. So make sure you leave room for the studio. Make sure you leave room for the Academy Award. Make sure you leave room for the red carpet experience. Make sure you leave room for all. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Well, I want to ask Ms. Bullock, because we talked about internships and all that. Does your company allow or have interns as a part of its process, or not yet?
Not yet, but next year, not this year, 2022, I'm doing a screenwriting contest. I'm starting a screenwriting contest for women, just for girls and women,
Okay.
because we don't get as much representation as we need to in the business. So, and what's going to happen with that is it's called First Rate Vision. It's for women only. And what happens is the winner.
I heard you, Ms. Bullock. I heard you, Ms. Bullock. You ain't got to keep repeating just women. I heard you the first time.
That's right. That's right. And the winner of the screenwriting contest, I will turn their script into a movie.
Wow, Ms. Bullock, what a great opportunity.
Yeah.
That is. Listen,
so that will start in 2022.
Okay, so that's in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Listen, y'all, make sure you follow Ms. Bullock, please. Facebook, Instagram,
that's right,
her website, because you want to be ready for that announcement, for that opportunity. Listen, she took 5 years to get from the first plateau at the Wall Street to becoming a reporter. So listen, you can wait till 2022 for this opportunity. I'm telling you.
Yeah, work on your scripts now. Work on your scripts, getting it fine-tuned.
Come on, Ms. Bullock. That's right. Start writing your scripts now. Fine-tune them. I'm telling you. Wow, Ms. Bullock. I'm telling you, I'm excited. I'm excited about what's coming next for you, Ms. Bullock. I'm telling you. When would you say, and I'll keep you much longer, but when did you know what your purpose was? Because I'm telling you, you are an inspiration. And I know you said earlier that when you told your story, people wanted to invite you, right? To say, can you comment? But when did you know like this was going to be a foundation of who you were going forward?
I guess when I was working and going to school, when I was working at the Wall Street Journal, I was going to school day, the Philadelphia Inquirer, this newspaper in Philadelphia, a big newspaper, came and did a story on my son and me. He was graduating from LaSalle University. I graduated from LaSalle. And they wanted to do this major story of how mother and son, where we came from and everything. And that newspaper clipping got so many comments and so many reactions to it that I was like, there must be something to this.
Wow.
And, it's just, I just said, okay, so I must be on to something as far as trying to help people and tell my story. And people have said that to me. They think, I remember a guy who wrote me, he emailed me and he had read information about me and he was depressed. He was going to commit suicide. And he said he had saw me on something, like maybe a show like this, he had saw me.
Yes.
And it changed his world. He went and got help. I always be talking about get the therapy, get the help you need.
Yes.
And he went and got help.
Wow.
And but it was, you never know who you're going to touch or who you're going to reach from these type of platforms. So
absolutely. Well, listen, I'm telling you, you are saving lives, Ms. Bullock. I'm telling you, people are watching you now. They will watch this afterwards from years to come. And I'm telling you, you are changing. You are bringing people from a dark place into a place of light. No. Yeah. You keep coming, but you're doing it. I'm telling you, you are a blessing. You are a light. You are just a jewel. And we're so proud of you. I can't wait to see what comes next for you. I really can't.
I appreciate
it.
Please,
I told you, but make sure you make your list. Before this show over, I want you to put up the list of invitees to the grand opening. And I want to see my name. So I'm just saying, I'm so excited for, again, what is coming next for you. Listen, I don't want to keep you, long tonight, but I'm just excited about you and what's coming next and what's your life, what's your journey, right? So people know it don't happen overnight, but you got to put the work in, right? You got to till the ground, right? You plant the seed. I told you earlier, right? Don't see it at first. Next day, don't see it. Next week, don't. But you keep tilling that ground, and you keep nurturing the purpose that's down on the inside. And I'm telling you, it's going to take root. And it's going to begin to grow. So listen, is there anything else that you want to share with us about your journey? Because I know you got books. I think you talked about that. The movie coming out next March. You got the screenwriter. Yeah. Yes.
Well, my new movie is out called A Sense of Purpose, Fighting for Our Lives. It's on Amazon Prime, and people can go watch it and give a
Yes,
comment. That'd be great.
Amazon. Yo, I'm searching. I'm looking at Amazon. I was like, what? Listen. I'm telling you, it is amazing. And not only that, y'all, it's award winning.
Yes, it is
It's
award winning.
an
Yeah.
award winning film. I mean,
Yeah.
listen. I would have to do like a part 2, really, to this broadcast, Ms. Bullock, to really do you justice, because you have. I'm reading. I'm looking. I'm like, man, award-winning film. I can't count how many awards that you've received, how many platforms you've been noticed on, and articles you've. Listen, it really is amazing and inspiring. So we may have to do a part 2. I'm just saying, just to really talk about everything that you've accomplished. And again, so proud of your son and all of your children, but so proud of all of them. And you've been an amazing example for them to look up to. And so any acknowledgments that you want to give, anybody you want, again, I don't want to cause no trouble. I don't want you to get no trouble because I don't want you to forget nobody's name. Now, Miss Bo, she ain't called my name, and I did. So I don't want you to get no trouble now. But is there anyone that you want to give any shout outs to at this point?
You know what? The only person I give a shout out to is my producing partner, Delane Poe. She's been with me through the beginning of this journey, and she's seen how the blood, sweat, and tears. Times I want to quit, and she's like, "You ain't quitting. You ain't gonna quit." She's been, she sticks in there, and it's she sees the rough business that I'm in, and more than anybody else, she understands the pain and the joy that I go through, and she's there and she helps out, and whether it's financially or supporting on the set or anything she can do, she's there. And I really appreciate that, because this is hard. This is a hard business. Finally, things are coming. I've been in this business for like 25 years, and finally everything is moving in the right direction. Again, you can't quit. You gotta keep standing strong and get knocked down and get back up. Like Denzel said, you get knocked down 7, you get back up 8. Come
on now.
Denzel Washington said that. So
yes,
it's true. You got to keep getting up and brushing yourself off and saying, okay, cry a little bit, get it out, punch some people in the gym. You sparring. You're sparring in the gym or something.
I'm glad you said sparring. I'm glad you said. I'm glad you categorized that.
Sparring. I meant sparring in the gym, people. In the gym.
I love it. I love
Get some of the frustration out,
Right.
But and then you come back, I do yoga in the morning to make me have some calmness and some meditation to keep me calm. And because it is a rough business, especially for Blacks, women period, then Black women. Oh gosh, so it's really hard. But I stick in there, man, working out.
I can't. The only thing I would ask of you, well, not only because I don't already ask you to put me on the list for the grand opening, but what I would like for you to do, if you can remember, when you go to the academies, right, or whatever award, I just want you to kind of give me say, listen, there's a photographer from Jersey, and I would like him to have a press pass so I can capture you on the red carpet. That's what listen. I just want to be a small little part, just to have say, you know what, I was there. I listen because we said it before we saw it. I'm telling you, and I'll tell everybody, listen, say it before you see it. I mean, that's actual, because there's power in what we say. So
as Oprah says, it's speaking into existence.
Come on now. Come on. Listen, I know you got a lot of photographers lined up and everybody, but listen, just don't forget about me when you on that red carpet and say, listen, I got a whole, but there's one young man I want to bring. So just remember that. Well, listen, I want you to give us again your social media platforms. Where can people find you?
Just if they go to jbullockenterprises.com, go on my website, my film website. It has all my social media links. They can go on there and find me, and just tag on to me. Facebook, just put in Jillian Bullock on Facebook, you'll find me. Trust me, it'll pop up. and then just, come along, friend me, befriend me, I'll pray you back, and just trying to help people, like I said, get out of that dark place and come to the light and see that they can achieve anything that their heart desires. They can achieve it.
Yes.
If they willing to put the work in. If they
Come on now. Come on, that's right. Gotta put the work in.
Gotta put the work in.
Listen, I'm a every now and then I'm gonna have to drive into Philadelphia because I'm looking to see your name on the building. I'm looking to see
I'll let you know when it's happening so you can come to the screen, when we ribbon cutting. You can come to the
y'all heard it, y'all. You heard her say it. It's recorded. I'm telling you, that's right. I'm looking for. I can't wait till that day, Ms. Bullock. I'm excited right now in January 4th, 2021. I'm excited to see your next. I'm telling you, because it's coming. Listen, before I close the show, is there any final words that you want to share with the audience? Anything of inspiration or anything else you want to share before we close out?
No, just like I said, I just want to say that again, that your past doesn't dictate what your future you want to be. I'm a prime example of someone who society wrote off. They wrote off my son and me as being like, I was on welfare when I had him, and I'm recovering drug addict, and they're like, this boy is going to end up, dead before he's 18, black male in America, and I wasn't going to amount to anything. That's what even family and friends said that. A lot of my family said that. They're like, oh, and now they look at us like, oh, okay, great.
Listen, you don't have to say
they don't see the vision. They didn't see the vision, but I did. And that's all that mattered.
Come on now. I love that. Make sure you see the vision. Yep. Listen, it don't matter. Nobody else does.
That's right.
But come on now.
As long as you see it. As long as you see that vision.
Ms. Bullock, I did a point of purpose on the last show. And I said, listen, if their vision can only go as far as the wall, tell them I'll be back. I'm going to the other side. I'll bring back you my report. I'm telling you, listen, you got to be able to go beyond what other people see. Yep. And I'm talking about seeing you, because they may tell you you'll never achieve it. You won't get there. You don't have the qualification. Listen, Ms. Bullock, I'm telling you, I have no radio experience. Before I did my first show on How Much in the Rent, never did radio and never took a class. I didn't read no book. So all I'm saying to anybody, do your homework, but make sure that you're willing to step out, take that step into something greater, I'm telling you. So everybody got purpose, but it's just are you willing to continue to know that if you're at the seed, at the planting level, that even though you all only see darkness around you, you got to know you're coming out. Yep. You got to know that you're going to rise out of that. So, Ms. Bullock, any last words?
That's it, man. I'm good. I'm good, Troy.
Listen, everybody, I'm telling you, Miss Jillian Bullock, make sure you follow her, stay connected, and get ready for the ribbon cutting. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. This is Troy Alexander, Inspiration with Troy Alexander. We come on every week to encourage you, to inspire you, to dream, take that step and walk with purpose into your destiny. Thank you so much. Have a great night. And listen, we appreciate you all. Thank you. Listen, go ahead and dream and take that step. Have a good night. This is Troy Alexander. Have a good night, Ms. Bullock.
Good night. Take care.
You too as well.